Hi everyone. Today we're going to talk about why a woman commits to a man and the 7 qualities women are looking for. Why I decided to address this video to you men is because I've noticed there are more male coaches coaching women than there are women coaching men. This can make it difficult for men to understand women when it's just women getting all the advice and men are kind of left on their own to figure women out. And so I'm hoping to help you guys learn more about us women and what we want for a lifetime partner. Times have changed. There was a lot more pressure on men in the old days when men were expected to be the primary breadwinner of the family. Nowadays, with the dual income, there is less pressure on men to be the sole wage earner in a relationship. Yet a lot of men still feel pressure to compete with other men in their earning power. So I just want to stop right here. So this is just one little thing that I thought about that might be encouraging to a lot of you men who still are thinking in the traditional way that men are expected to be the sole breadwinner in a relationship. While that may be true to some extent, but a lot of that nowadays has changed, especially with women now being in the workforce. We have dual income in families. The actual financial responsibility is shared, like between the two partners. So all of you men out there, you can feel a little bit a sense of relief that the burden's not totally on you anymore. Times have changed. So if that's, hopefully that will help relieve some of the stress or pressure that you may feel, okay? Men, contrary to popular beliefs, it's not the type of car you drive or a high-paying job or how attractive you are that makes us women choose you for a commitment. Okay, so I think times have changed. I think maybe in the old days, because men were the breadwinners, their expectations were different of what women expected. Obviously, back then, if women weren't contributing to the finances of a relationship, what they were looking for in men was different, right? They were looking for a man who could financially support the whole family. But nowadays, with women working and they also contributing to the finances, that's not really high on the list. It's still important, obviously, to raise a family, have a family, even to live together and build a life with each other, having a house and all the things that come along with living and surviving this world. It does require, it does require a certain level of income. However, you have two people now that are contributing, so there should be a lot less stress involved as far as that goes. And so I just want you guys to understand, it's not the car you drive, it's not the kind of car you drive, it's not how much money that you make or how attractive you are even. Now we're talking about a life partner, okay? I know there are, everyone's looking for different things in relationships, and the women that are focused on money or looks or these superficial things, they may not be the women that are looking for a lifetime partner. Okay, if they're just looking for a sugar daddy or someone to take care of them, that's quite different than what I'm talking about right now. I'm talking today about women who are looking for a lifetime partner. So I just wanted you to keep that in mind. So what makes a woman want to commit? I'm going to share 7 main qualities women are looking for by the spelling of the word commits. C-O-M-M-I-T-S. Okay, so having the quality of being, okay, the first one is C, is chivalrous. Chivalrous. I can't say that word. Being a gentleman, caring, respectful, like opening the doors for a woman, helpful, helping her put on her coat or jacket, holding the umbrella for her. These are just ideas of how a man could practice being chivalrous. I can't say that word, so I apologize, folks. But men's chivalry is still alive. Okay, chivalry is still alive. Okay, I know nowadays I don't see too much of that anymore. My current husband is that way. Ever since when we met and dated, he always opened the doors for me. And to this day, after almost 9 years of marriage, he still practices it. Okay, so chivalry is not dead, folks. So I would encourage you men that if you haven't been practicing it, I suggest you start practicing it. It does make a difference for us women. Um, so it goes a long way to make a woman feel cared for, secure, and protected. Being chivalrous is important because women have a strong need to feel protected by her man. Okay. I know it's confusing. I know, especially a lot of us women who now are working, and some of us women make a lot of money. Um, it may appear that we don't really, and with the feminist movement especially, it may appear that we're not looking for a guy to do all these things for us, right? We can open our own doors, we can do this, we can do that. But believe it or not, even though us women may have equal earning power to you men, we're still a woman, right? We still, and I'm speaking for us women who are looking for a lifetime partner. I'm not, so take that for what it's worth. We are still looking for a gentleman at the end of the day. That's because we still have this. Deep down, the way we were brought up and raised, okay, we do have this inner need to feel protected, and that it's important to us. And so, when you men act in a chivalrous manner, it makes us feel that we're cared for. And so, believe it or not, it does go a long way when you behave that way. So I'm just going to throw that out there. O for being open and vulnerable, honest and transparent. And this helps to build the intimacy, trust, and emotional and physical connection needed in a relationship. Okay, so this is another important factor, is being open. I hear a lot of women complain about men not sharing their feelings. A lot of men are emotionally unavailable. They don't talk, right? So this is a very important quality that women are looking for men that are open. And this means expressing your romantic side versus being tough. Now, I know most of you men are raised to be tough, strong and tough, right? But what works for us women, we need to see the vulnerable side of you. It's nice that you are strong and tough, and we appreciate that. But we also want to see the other side of you. We want to see the warm side of you, the tender side of you, you being open and vulnerable to us, and the romantic side of you. Okay, and I just want to stop here, because usually in the dating phases, you men do a very good job of being romantic. So I will give you that. Okay, but we need to carry this through. Okay, because usually after the dating, and then you go into commitment and marriage, sometimes after marriage, that stops. So I just want to encourage that you guys, try to be more open with us women, share your feelings. Okay, it's like you've heard the phrase, right? It takes a real man to cry, and that's true. It's part of being open is to build that intimacy in a relationship, and that's what's needed. Okay. All right, the next one is M for marriage-minded. Now, I know you guys hate the M word. For those of you who are dating or single, some of you dread the M word, okay? But it is a quality us women are looking for. When we're looking for a lifetime partner, we want a man who is at least thinking that way, okay? We're not looking for a player. We're not looking for someone who just wants to date forever, okay? Again, we're talking about women who want a lifetime partner. So we want to feel that we want to make sure that our partner is thinking about marriage. So that's something that's in their goals. Okay, having future goals. Don't be afraid to talk about your vision for the future of marriage. Share ideas, and even talk about if you want children and how many. When you're in the dating phase, men, it's okay to talk about these things, because if a woman's looking for a lifetime partner, she needs to know where you stand on these issues. And so rather than have her keep being the one to initiate the conversation and be the one to keep asking questions, why not just share in this whole exploration of getting to know each other, right? I mean, take the lead, especially if you are looking for a woman that wants to commit to you. By all means, yes, take the lead and discuss this. If a woman's not looking for marriage, then you'll probably scare her away, and in which case that's not what you're looking for anyway, right? But a woman who's looking for commitment, these are kind of the things that committed people, committed-minded people want to talk about. So don't feel afraid to talk about what your future goals are and how marriage fits into your vision of the future. It's important to talk about these things. Um, and that also means focusing on building a strong friendship rather than sex. Sex will only complicate matters in the early stages of a relationship, especially for us women. And I just want to stop right here. Um, this is where I think we have to be really careful, folks, and you men especially, okay? Because I know you men are very visual, and you bond. You women and women, men and women sometimes bond in different ways. I understand men bond visually, and their way of bonding with a woman is having sex. But you have to understand from a woman's point of view, the way they bond is by emotionally. So that's where the two have to find a way to connect. Okay, men bond with sex, okay, by the intimacy of sex, and women bond by the emotional intimacy versus the physical intimacy. But it's important, again, if the goal is for you to, for a woman to commit, this is what she needs from you guys. She needs to feel the emotional intimacy. Okay. But what I'm saying here is a little bit more than that, is to build strong friendship. And this is the reason why. It's important because friendship is the foundation of a relationship. After all, usually when a marriage or a relationship fails, it's not because of the sex. It's because of the breakdown of the friendship. At some point, the two partners stop being friends. So this is why it's important, you guys. I know sex feels great. I know you guys love sex, okay? And us women do too, okay? It works both ways. I'm not going to downplay sex at all. I mean, sex is great. I mean, passion's wonderful. But what you guys have to understand is that for the health and long term of the relationship, you have to build a friendship first. You have to. Because as you guys, if you guys have been divorced, most of the middle-aged or older men that I'm speaking to right now, you've been through at least 1 or 2 divorces. You know what I'm talking about. Sex is not going to get you from point A to point B. Okay, you've all been there. I mean, even especially when you're young, right? It's all we think about when we're young is having sex, and then we worry about the friendship later, or we get married and we find out we don't get along 3 kids later, and it's just it's a mess. It's a mess. And so now we're a little bit older and wiser, hopefully. And so you men, I don't want to, I'm not going to put a time frame on having sex, okay? But I think the right order to build a successful relationship is to start off by becoming friends, okay? Build the friendship first. Of course, the attraction, the chemistry should be there, absolutely, okay? But I'm saying is to build the friendship first, because at this friendship stage is when you get to know each other. You get to learn about each other. You find out whether you're compatible with each other. Okay. The worst thing that you can happen is to have sex first, and then find out 2-3 months later you're so bored in the relationship. You both are not talking anymore. You don't get along. You fell out of love. Right. I hear this all the time. And or worst case, if you're married, if you're married after a few months and you jump into marriage quickly, the same thing will happen, okay? Because you guys haven't taken the time to build a friendship. The friendship needs to come first. So I want to move on. So the next letter is the letter M again for mature, having the quality of being mature, having emotional intelligence is treating someone with equal respect and doing what is right, checking your ego at the door, being humble to admit and apologize when you're wrong, seeking to understand before reacting. Women don't want to be with a guy who's immature and someone they have to mother over. Women don't want to be, and another secret I'll share with you, men, women don't really enjoy nagging. Women nag because men are not listening or following through with the responsibilities or their end of the partnership. Okay, so I know this is a hot topic, okay, because I understand that men feel strongly that women, they hate women that nag. But I just want to speak for us women. We don't like nagging. We really don't. I've talked to many women, and we don't like nagging. As much as you men don't like hearing us nag, we don't like nagging, okay? So what I'm proposing to you men is that you just hold up your end of the bargain. If you say you're going to do something, do it, okay? And it's not like 3 weeks later. Like if you say, okay, I'm gonna take the trash out, okay, don't wait for your woman to ask you to take the trash out. Don't wait a day later or 2 days later, right? If you say you're going to do it, just do it, all right? Within reason. I'm not saying you have to do things right away, okay? But within reason, right? And I think most women are reasonable as far as giving the proper time frame of getting stuff done. But the bottom line is, I just want to communicate with you men that we don't like that. We really don't like nagging. When we get to that point, then we feel like we're mothering over you guys, and that's not healthy either, right? You guys don't need a mother. At least most of you don't anyway. So just want to say that. Women value maturity so that two of you can build a partnership based on equality and respect. Women want to feel they can depend on their man to hold up their end of the partnership. So that's enough said. And a lot of these qualities, as you guys can see, it works both ways. Okay, obviously, we want men that are mature, but you also want women that are mature. So it works both ways. Okay, it's not just a one-way street. So I just want you guys to understand that. I for inclusive. Include her in your life by inviting her out to meet your friends, family events, and work parties. This is all part of getting to know each other and seeing if there's enough compatibility to blend your lives together. And it's important to get your family and friends' opinions of her. Not that anyone else's opinion should matter, but maybe your family or friends see a potential problem or red flag that you missed. This could happen, okay? Even to the best of us, especially when in the beginning of a relationship, in the early stages, when the emotions are running high, you both feel you're in love, it's very easy to miss some red flags. And because when you do fall in love, you do lose that objectivity. So, and the bottom line is, the decision is still yours. I don't feel that anyone outside, whether it's a family member or friend, should have any major say in your decisions. Okay, you're an adult, you make your own decisions. However, I am proposing that it doesn't hurt to have your closest ones to you, like your friends and family, to meet your significant other, to see what they think, right? So that's important, is to be included. I hear a lot of complaints about women who've dated, who are in a dating relationship for a man for like 3 to 6 months, and they still haven't met their friends and family. The woman at that point is not feeling very secure in the relationship, and it's important that women have that security, as I mentioned earlier, about feeling protected and secured. So if you men do have the intention of wanting a woman to commit to you, you need to make sure you make her feel included in your life. It's very important, okay? Especially if you're going to marry her someday or live with her long term, she needs to feel that you're inclusive, okay? You are, and men, and you know that, right? The woman is like the most important the most important person in your life. So you need to make her feel that way, okay? She needs to feel like she's a priority in your life over everything else, over your work and everything else in your life. She's got to feel like she's the highest priority. So make sure you include her in your life. The next one is T for team-oriented. Work together as a team, make decisions and plan together. Making plans should be a joint effort. This will carry into marriage as well as when you plan your weekly events as a marriage partners. Being able to function as a team is one of the signs of a healthy relationship. If you haven't seen my previous video, one of my old videos, I talk about the number one sign of a healthy relationship, and that is being a team. Okay, so this is very important, folks. So men, as you get to know your partner and you start planning things, activities with each other, make sure you include her in the conversation, okay? Solicit her ideas and thoughts so both of you can come up with a joint decision of planned activities. I think it's important. Okay, and the last but not least is letter S for solve problems. Resolve issues and come to a solution or compromise. In my opinion, this is the main problem why most relationships and marriages fail. Even though it's not comfortable to address problems, it's much better to learn conflict resolution before marriage to ensure a smooth transition. When sex or physical intimacy is rushed, the marriage commitment usually gets rushed because both partners are in love. They lose objectivity and then quickly want to get married. It's usually at this stage that both partners haven't patiently waited long enough for the conflicts and the differences to come up that requires solving problems. So the conflict then comes along after marriage or in a long-term commitment. Then when you factor in the stress and responsibilities of children, it becomes overwhelming because the two didn't solve problems while they were in the dating stages of the relationship. So the bottom line is that solving problems is probably the most important skill needed for the long-term health and success of a relationship or marriage. So I just want to stop right here and just say that, in my humble opinion, this is key to solve solutions. And this is why I was talking about earlier about the value of putting friendship as a primary priority focus while you're dating instead of the physical intimacy first, is because of this reason. It takes time. It takes up to 6 months to get to know somebody well enough that you can see all their flaws, their imperfections, okay? And the differences that pop up is what's going to create conflict. Okay, because no two people are the same. It doesn't matter how well you get along or how much you have in common. Okay, you're still two unique individuals, and because of that, there's going to be differences of opinion. Okay, and there's going to be arguments and disagreements that pop up, and so it's important that you both work. And the issue is not having the problems; it's working out the problems. There's no perfect relationship out there where there's never any arguments. Okay, so that's a misconception that a lot of people have from all the fairy tales and these romance movies that we watch. We think everything's just going to be perfect, right? That you meet the perfect person and everything's going to be perfect. Well, I'm here to tell you that that's not the case. For all of you who are middle-aged or older, you know, after a divorce or two, you know it's not perfect. It's not because you didn't meet the right person. It's not because you guys had arguments, I should say. It's because there's a breakdown of the friendship, and you guys may have never had a strong friendship to begin with, and the resolution skills to resolve conflict. So that's why this is very, very important. Okay, learning to solve conflict. If you don't know how to resolve conflict, I hear questions all the time that me and my boyfriend are arguing, we're not getting along, we're not speaking to each other, or my girlfriend needs a break from our relationship. She doesn't want to talk to me. What should I do? This is why. Okay. Is because they're not resolving conflict. So I always propose that the two of you go to counseling, go to couples counseling, and learn how to resolve conflict in a healthy manner. Learn how to communicate in a healthy manner. Okay, and if you're married, same advice. Go to marital counseling so you both can learn how to communicate effectively and to learn to resolve conflict in a healthy manner. This is the common advice I always give. Okay, so it's better to take your time, be patient, and learn about each other. Be patient to go through the conflict stage so that you guys can work things out and learn how to resolve things in a healthy manner before you actually get committed or get married. Okay. In summary, I hope you men found this helpful and encouraging. There are good women out there. Don't give up or lose faith. With the high divorce rate nowadays, it's not easy for both men and women to connect and form a healthy, successful, long-term relationship. But I believe with all the great advice out there for both men and women, love and happiness can still prevail. Okay? So that's the silver lining in the cloud. I you know, we all know the divorce rate is really high. And it's very easy to lose hope. And from what I've seen online, it just seems as though a lot of single people and divorced, they're getting very discouraged. And I know that that you men in particular may feel you don't have a clue of how to navigate with women in relationships. There's a lot of, I'm really amazed. There's a lot of information out there of how women should navigate. A lot of male coaches are out there coaching women, but there's not a lot out there of being men being coached. And so you guys are kind of at an unfair advantage. And it doesn't help when you guys don't, you guys also need to understand us women so that you can figure out how to form a relationship with us as well. So anyway, I hope this has been helpful. If you like this video, please click like and click share. If you have any questions, please put your comments below. I'll be happy to answer them. And I just want to say thank you for watching this video. I plan on doing more of these type of videos for all you men. So stay tuned, and I will see you again soon. Okay, bye.